What's up, y'all? Tight Shirt Terry Warfield back in the building for another video. And today we are talking more A7IV bars. Hey, I hope you're having a good day so far. Now, I've been loving the A7IV so much already. Matter of fact, I have a whole playlist I've been building. There's about 10 videos strong in there right now. Hey, check that out. It's up there, and I'll leave it down in the comment section also. But I want to talk about what lenses I'm using the most on this beast of a camera. Now, a few things I want to get out the way real quick. Some of these lenses I'm going to talk about may not be for you, and that is okay. No reason to come in here leaving hater comments. If it ain't for you, just keep it pushing. The next thing is, Terry been using a whole lot of zoom lenses lately. Now, don't get me wrong, my affinity and my love for prime lenses is out of this world, but workflow wise, prime lenses have honestly just been getting in the way. So with that said, I've been using zoom lenses because today's zoom lenses are almost just as good image quality wise as prime lenses. So with that said, let's get right into it. I want to talk about the first lens and the cheapest lens out of this trio that I'm about to talk about, and that is the Tamron 17 to 28 millimeter f2.8 for full frame. Now, I bought this lens because I couldn't afford the 16 to 35 millimeter f2.8 gangster mode. If I had the money when I was shopping around for a wide angle zoom, that would have been the lens that I got. But when I saw this available for 800 bucks on sale, I was like, you know what? I'm going to go ahead and grab that puppy right there. Now, right now, I'm using it on my SONY A7IV, which is why I don't have it in my hand. But this is what I use for my talking head stuff and also anytime I want to vlog. The other thing you'll notice is there is a Moment Cinebloom stacked on top of this lens. Now, that creates all of the glowy halation around those lights. In fact, I made a whole video on these Moment Cineblooms that is right there, and I brought one so you can take a look at. Plus, they look dope mounted on your lenses. So anyways, make sure you grab one of those. I'll leave a link down there in the comment section. But back to the Tamron 17 to 28. The things I really love about it, it is very small and lightweight, which paired with the A7IV, you can actually fly it on some small gimbals. And I got the perfect gimbal for this combo that I'm going to cover in another video. But it's lightweight, 17 millimeters is super good, especially if you want to run active mode on the Sony A7IV. So at 17 millimeters and 4K, regular 24p, there's only a 10% crop when you want to switch to active. That gets you about to, like 19, 20 millimeter. Now, even if you wanted to punch into 4K 60 or use clear image with active stabilization, you still have a wide enough shot that it doesn't feel restrictive at all, which I really love about the Tamron 17 to 28. Now, the other thing is the image quality. The image quality out of 1728, as you see right now, even diffused, is super sharp. And it looks super good. My only qualm with this is I wish the build quality was up to par with Tamron's newer lenses. And also, I do wish that I had that 28 to 35 room, but trade-off. But anyways, I love this lens. I use it all the time. So now that we got that out the way, let me talk about the next lens that I absolutely love for my Sony A7IV. And that is this right here. The Sony 24 to 70 f2.8 gangster mode from my A7IV. Now I'm going to spend a little bit of time on this lens right here because a lot of you will have some crap to talk about it. Number one, I did not pay for this lens. I got it on the trade when I had the 24 millimeter f1.4 gangster mode, which I absolutely love. Oh my God, I want another one of those. But again, workflow wise, it just makes more sense to have my zooms. But neither here nor there, right? It was a straight up trade and I thought I was going to regret it, but the reality is this is my favorite lens that I own. I absolutely love the 24 to 70 millimeter f2.8 gangster mode from Sony. Let's talk about the things that I don't like because a lot of y'all are going to talk about this, right? Number one, she's a big girl. Like, this is a big heavy lens and you feel it when you mount it on your A7IV. Let's go ahead and mount that up. Yeah, she's a big girl, heavy. Very heavy, but the image quality trade-off in my opinion is worth it. I also don't mind heavy lenses, hey, that's what that's for, but I get it. It is a big lens and it is, by today's definitions, old technology, right? This doesn't have Sony's newest motors and stuff like that in it, and a lot of people don't like that. Although I've never found this lens to be inadequate when it comes to focusing and things like that. I understand it. Some people say that, hey, you should just wait for Sony's Mark II version because it's it's out there, right? But I'm a big advocate of you get what you can get right now. If it fills a need, if it fixes a problem, I don't want to sit around and wait for the next 6 months on a what if, right? So I went ahead and got it when I had the opportunity. Some of you will also argue, yo, Terry, get the 24 to 70 millimeter Sigma f2.8. And you know what? I'm not mad at that. I just prefer to stay Sony if I can, if budget permits, when, I'm making my purchases. So those of you who say, Sigma 24 to 70, hey, that's a great option too. There is an F4 version also, but Terry don't shoot f4 zoom. Your boy just don't do that. But what I love about the 24-70 is the build quality is weather sealed. The image quality is fantastic. It is not the sharpest lens out there. Don't get me wrong, it's very sharp. It's not the sharpest, but I love that about it. It has character. Although it still looks sharp, it has kind of like a soft film look to it. And I really like that, especially for video. Now I use this for like B-roll. Anytime I'm out and about and I don't want to take 1,000 lenses, this is my lens that I take, especially to like functions where I know I got to take pictures and stuff like that. It's just such a versatile lens and I really, really love it. And this is one lens I will not sell. Unless I get a crazy deal on the Mark II version, this will stay in my bag, specifically on my A7 IV. All right, last lens I want to talk about is my other baby. And that is the 70 to 200 millimeter f2.8 gangster mode. Let's go ahead and mount this bad girl up right here. It's a big girl. This thing is huge, as you see, but y'all already know that about 70 to 200. Now, I paid full price for this bad boy. And some of you gonna be like, yo, Terry, you stupid because the Mark II version came out there. Well, again, I pay for things when I need them. I don't worry about what's coming in the future. And I don't regret my purchase at all. The Mark II version is lighter, better autofocus system, improved optics, but I've never found the 70 to 200 millimeter f2.8 to be inadequate. A lot of people with this lens did have back focusing problems, which I acknowledge that. Thankfully, mine did not have that issue. A lot of people also do not like the autofocus performance out of the 70 to 200 millimeter f2.8 gangster mode. Now, I gotta say this. I primarily use this lens for my kids' sports. So anytime I'm out at one of their games, I need to take pictures or get some video clips, this is the lens I use. In those capacities, especially paired with the A7 IV, because the autofocus system in the A7 IV is fantastic. My hit rate is great. Like, I don't know, you know, I'm not shooting horses, I'm not taking pictures of race cars and stuff like that. For what I do, the tracking and my hit rate, it works fantastic. I don't even have a reason to feel like I need to upgrade to the Mark II version. With that said, like I said, it is big, it is heavy, it is quote unquote old technology, but it's super sharp. This is one of the sharpest lenses I've ever used when it comes to a zoom lens. It's got the steady shot built into it, 2 modes, it's got focus limiter built into it, it's customizable buttons all over the place, it's weather sealed, it's great build quality. Like, I freaking love this lens. Now, some of you will not want to pay for this lens, but let me tell you something. Now that the Mark II version is out, you can find these heavily discounted new now and also used. And if you don't need the latest, the greatest, this is a great option to have. Now, some of you don't want to spend that, like I said, but you want to go with third parties. Here's the ones I recommend. Tamron 70 to 180 is a great option. It's not kind of specifically built for sports and stuff like this is, but it's a great mid-range telephoto zoom that doesn't break the bank. You could grab one of those for like 1,100 bucks. There's a f4 version of the 70 to 200 millimeter, and it's a G lens, but you know, Terry don't shoot f4 zooms. And lastly, the Tamron 35 to 150, which I just reviewed. That lens is crazy. It is expensive, but it's crazy. I'll link that review right up there. But all in all, this is my triangle offense, my triple zoom lens setup that covers basically everything that I shoot. I love primes, I have primes, but you know, I just find myself grabbing for my zooms all the time because it's so versatile. Anyways, links for everything will be down there in the description. Like I said, I know some of you won't agree with my selections, and that's cool, but let me know what you think. What lenses that you think are essential for the A7 IV? Drop those down there in the comments, and I'm gonna be down there kicking it with y'all, and my shoulder is hurting because this is such a heavy freaking combo. But till next time, I'm out of here. Peace of chicken grease, much love, Terry Warfield. Peace.